Well, good morning, everyone. The sun is finally up, and we are in Tennessee already. We were actually just come through Sweetwater, Tennessee, getting onto I-75, heading north towards Knoxville. Now, we didn't record a lot coming in this morning to this point because it was still dark when we left the house, and it was very, very foggy. In fact, so foggy that we actually missed one of our turns on a road that we damn well know where it's at. Just, that's the way it was. But we're on the road, and hopefully it won't be too much longer. We'll be where we need to be. Everybody, it's about 9:30 in the morning, and we have arrived at the Kentucky Welcome Center. So I think we're making pretty good time, but we still got a long ways to go through Kentucky. Short little jog through Ohio for a moment, then in Indiana. Seems like we just came through Tennessee and Kentucky, just like yesterday. Hi guys, we stopped at a Love's here just south of Lexington, Kentucky. The truck was thirsty, so we stopped to get fuel. All of their pumps out front are out of gas and diesel, so we had to pull around back to get some here. But I thought I'd take this moment to let you guys know, everyone always, they expect me just the motorcycle stuff, but because I am a diesel enthusiast, there's one thing I strongly recommend. Amsoil makes this product called Amsoil Diesel Clean. This works wonders in your light pickup truck. A huge problem we have seen with diesel pickup truck market in the last few years is premature injector failure. And that's because the sulfur that was in the diesel fuel has been removed, or at least the majority of it has. And so all you can get now is ultra low sulfur diesel. And because of that, there's less lubricity in the fuel. Sorry, it's getting noisy around me. But that lack of lubricity is one of the things that's causing the diesel fuel injectors to fail prematurely. So a little bit of diesel injector clean helps clean the system and lubricate the injectors, adds a lot of life. All right guys, the real reason we came through here, we don't really need a trailer, but Skyline chili. I will go out of my way to get some Skyline chili. You can really only find them in the Cincinnati and Indianapolis kind of areas.
Yummy.
All right, guys, and if you've been to the Cincinnati area and you've had Skyline chili, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, then you just don't know, and I highly suggest trying it. Wait till you see this. It's a chili very different than the traditional chili. It's served over top of spaghetti. You can get it with 3 ways or 5 ways. This is not an advertisement for Skyline. I just love this place. All right, guys, so while we're waiting for our food, so what you do is you take the Skyline oyster crackers, a little bit of hot sauce, a couple drops of hot sauce on the cracker. It's called a cracker bomb. It's really good. There it is, Cincinnati chili, powdered with cheese. I even got a chilito, which is basically a burrito that's filled with their chili and sour cream. Fantastic. El Gordo Velax, eat your heart out. All right, guys, that was a great lunch. And for those of you that do not get the El Gordo Velax comment there, go to Trucking California with Velax 18. The guy that hosts that, his name is Nick. He's a really great guy, and he does this cheesy little bit on there that's hilarious, where he pretends to be a food critic and eats a bunch of food and tells you what he thinks about it. And he is not a food critic. He just likes to eat food, kind of like me. So anyway, that was kind of a little shout out to him. But if you guys haven't looked at his channel, please go do that. If you're into the trucking content, he's got some really cool content there as well. All right, well, we've got about an hour and 45 minutes till we get to the trailer place, so we got to get moving. All right, guys, we are here at Millennium Trailer Sales, and I've gone over this trailer with a fine-tooth comb. And granted, this trailer is a 2004. It is not a perfect trailer. There's a couple little nicks and dings and stuff in it, but all in all, it is in really good shape. It's got a lot of really cool features. It's bigger than the last one, and I'm worried that it's going to be heavy, but we'll hope that it'll do well. So check it out. Here it is. All right, guys, it's official. It's a done deal. It is now our trailer. However, we're gonna leave it here for the night. We're gonna go stay the night with a really good friend of Katie's mom. And, so we're gonna leave the trailer here for tonight. We are gonna go stay with some family tonight, and the neighborhood where the family is doesn't look very conducive to fitting a large trailer in without blocking other neighbors' driveways. So made arrangements to come back and pick this one up at 6 a.m. and that way we can just get right on the road and head back home. Well, good morning again, YouTube. All right, guys, it is about 6:30 in the morning, and well, here it is, truck and trailer together. Pulled it about 10 miles. We picked it up this morning, came right here to the Pilot to get some coffee for the road, and wow, you definitely know that that trailer is back there. It's a lot of trailer for such a small truck. It said only about 10 miles, and until every bump of the road is went through a little construction area, it moves that dually all over the place. So there's not going to be any relaxing drive home, just holding the steering wheel. I'm going to have to drive this truck 100% of the time, the entire way home, because it wants to push the truck around. So we're just going to go slow. I might just do 55 or 60. It'll take me longer to get home, but I always want to err on the side of caution. I want to put safety first. I want to get home, but I want to get home safely. So we'll see how everything goes. Alright guys, as you can see, we made it through Indiana back into Ohio, back into Indiana again, and then into Kentucky. So we stopped here at the TA just to get a little bit more fuel in the truck. So we've gone 100 or so miles now, and the trailer actually tows really good. As long as the road is smooth and flat and straight, there's not a lot of the cars around. So it's not a problem with the trailer per se, but it weighs so much that it does move the truck into certain conditions. So pretty much just set the cruise at like 60, 61 mile an hour, and that seems to be a good comfortable spot. I get up to like 63 or so, you start feeling the wind push the trailer a little bit, and it's just not comfortable. It's not that it's not drivable, it's just 60, 61 feels a lot more comforting and a lot more controllable, so we're just leaving it there. Now when the big trucks pass me, I am getting a lot of the suck in, the draft, pulling the trailer over towards the truck and then pushing it back out the other way. So I've got to be mindful of my mirrors and know when a truck is coming up beside me. But other than that, like I said, on a flat road without any bumps, I can let go of the steering wheel and it just tracks nice and true. No wiggle, no wobble, no nothing like that. But you get into the construction zones and the trailer starts pogoing up and down, it moves the truck around quite a bit, so you've got to grip the steering wheel tight and you got to drive the hell out of it. Obviously, it's not such a concern once it's going to be behind Goliath, because Goliath weighs 46,000 pounds compared to this truck weighing, what, 8,000, 9,000? I'm not even sure what this dually weighs exactly. So that's the big difference there, is the trailer is steering the truck in many cases. Here or there, it just can't do it. Anyway, all is going well so far, so we're just going to keep on going until we get back. Alright, well, it seems as everything was going too smooth, something bad had to happen. Katie and I pulled into this rest area because we just needed a bathroom break. And we've only gone about 30 miles or so since the last time we stopped at that TA. And I checked everything while we were there and everything was good. The second I shut the truck off and I opened the door, that sweet smell of coolant hit my nose. I popped the hood, and my degas bottle is completely empty. There's coolant all over underneath the hood, and it's made such a mess. I guess it got into the fan and it sprayed, so I really can't even tell where it's coming from. So got to figure out what's going on. It never overheated. All my numbers were good. So I think it's lucky that we pulled off when we did and caught it, because it could have been a much bigger problem a couple miles down the road. All right, well, it looks like we figured out what the problem was. It did scare me for a moment because I couldn't find any leaks, which was making me think that it was going to be head gaskets, which that these 6.0s are known for. And I have most of the bulletproofing done on this truck, with the exception of the head studs. They were the next step to do, but I fixed all the problems that generally cause the head gaskets to blow, and there's never been any signs of head gasket issues. So, however, so that hose I just showed you there, that is a bypass hose that goes from the intake manifold down to the oil cooler assembly. Now, this truck has been EGR deleted, and it has a bulletproof diesel remote liquid to air oil cooler on it. So it does not have the factory Ford oil cooler down in the block anymore that use coolant and oil going through the same oil cooler to exchange heat. So there's the bulletproof diesel adapter plate there. So that bypass hose basically takes the place of the EGR cooler, where coolant used to go into the EGR cooler and then come out and go back into that oil cooler. So it looks like that hose has sprung a leak. Don't know how old it is. That hose was on the truck when I bought it. I have never replaced it, never had a need to. So I think we're gonna try to milk the truck 2.5 miles up the road to an Advanced Auto Parts and see if we can't find a hose there suitable to replace it with. Like I said, the truck's running fine, and in 2.5 miles, I don't think we'll lose enough water to hurt anything, but at least there I've got access to parts and maybe even more tools if I need them, because I don't have a lot of tools with me. I only have a very small tool set. So right now the truck is completely topped off. In fact, I overfilled it with coolant right now all the way to the very tippy top, just to give me that extra little bit of buffer. It's not leaking out super fast, but it's not leaking out slow either. And Katie is also filling up a 1-gallon water jug as we speak, so that we've got a little bit extra just in case. But like I said, in 2.5 miles, we should be okay. All right, guys, it is brutal freaking hot out here, but we made it to this Advanced Auto Parts here across the street without any trouble. And they did not have a hose in stock. However, they had a sister store across town that had a 5/8 hose that was already preformed in like a horseshoe. Problem is the two nipples are almost side by side, and without a preformed hose, it would kink. So they found one that was preformed. I cut it to length. I got it on there. It was a pain in the butt just because the engine was so hot and the area that I had to get to just wasn't big enough for my hands, like without having to remove the turbo or whatnot. So it took a while to get it to cool down enough to do it. I even, after it cooled for like an hour and a half, I let it sprayed some water on it just to get the turbo cooled off enough to get in there. But anyway, we got it fixed. At least what I believe to be fixed. Now, I do have a small concern. One of the hose clamps was one of the spring tension type clamps, and it doesn't feel super tight to me, but it's all I have. They didn't have anything else there. Right now, it feels like it's on there pretty good. So we're just gonna get going down the road and see how it does. I've got 6 gallons of water with me just in case. And then if it causes a problem, maybe I can find another hose clamp somewhere to clamp it with. But we've let the truck sit here for about half an hour now after fixing it. Not a single drop of water. I even kicked it up onto the high idle for about 10 minutes just to make sure that the thermostat was open and coolant was flowing really good and we were all topped off. So at this point, we're gonna get back on the road and get going. But I want to give a shout out to Doug over here at the Advanced Auto Parts. He was really helpful, and he made the phone calls to find the part that we needed. And he actually drove over to the other store and got it for us. Just really appreciate Doug. So if you're watching this, thank you very much. You made our day. Now it's time to get back on the road. All right, everybody, we made it back to Tennessee. We are at the Pilot here, and we're still north of Knoxville. I forget the exit number, but it's the exit for Huntsville and Oneida. I've got family at this exit, so we decided to go ahead and stop here for the night. No, we're not gonna make it home, and yes, that was the original plan, was to be back home tonight, but we had some place we wanted to be down in Madisonville, Tennessee, down there by Sweetwater. But we had to be there before 5 o'clock. Well, it's now 7 o'clock. We got here about 6, so we've probably been here at this truck stop for about an hour now. And I really want to stop by that place and do something. You'll just have to wait to see what that is. But I can't do it now because they're closed. So if I kept driving tonight, I could have been home. In fact, I could have been home pretty quick. I mean, from where I'm at, we're only about 2.5 to 3 hours from the house. but then I would have had to turn around and come back to Madisonville when I had time. And the thing I need to do there is somewhat time pressing. So that was supposed to be in this part of the video here, but obviously it's not. So we're gonna have to wait till tomorrow morning. That particular place opens at 8 a.m. and we're only about an hour and a half away from it. So because we have family here, we decided to go ahead and stop, hang out, have some dinner with family. We'll just spend the night here and then finish up our journey tomorrow. All right, guys, on another note, the truck is doing good. Doesn't seem to be losing any more coolant. And as we sit here idling, coolant temps are about 172, 173, which is pretty accurate because the oil temp is right about the same. I did have to add another couple of quarts of coolant to it when we got here, but we've gone a couple hundred miles since we did the repair, and everything looked good. Even climbing up the mountains, everything, all the numbers stayed really good. So I'm glad that that is fixed and done with. Well, everybody, as you can see, we made it through Knoxville this morning as the sun was coming up, and we made it down to Madisonville, Tennessee. It's only about an hour and a half from where we live. And you see here with the new trailer, it's the new Renegade that we just purchased. And right here, there's the old trailer, the one that got crashed. So Copart is an auction house basically, and this is where the insurance company sends it so that they can auction it off and recoup some of their money. The reason I'm here though is there were some things that I had built into this trailer that I need. You'll see on top of the lift, I have these wooden walls that I built, and then I have this floor decking up here that I added, and some floor decking back there that I added, along with the E-track. It's up there, and the brackets that hold it all. This stuff all has value, and I'm probably going to be able to use some of it in the new trailer, although not as much, because the new trailer, the floor comes all the way to the lift already. So I will not need this part that I added. And the reason for that, as you can see, the old one, the floor ended here and the lift went here. So there was a gap there. So I couldn't transfer stuff from the lift to that loft area. So that's why I added that little bit of floor. So anyway, I'm gonna get this stuff out of here and get it put into the other trailer and take it home. All right, guys, I am absolutely saturated with sweat now, but it's all done. The subfloors that I built are out. The rug that I had on the lift is out. All of my brackets are out. We are done with this trailer. Should be the last time we see it, most likely. So we're gonna close it all up. And be on our way, I guess. So for right now, everything is just put inside the new trailer. I still gotta run a couple straps on this to hold it down while we get to where we're going. And then before you know it, it'll be time to rebuild this one and get it all set up like that one was. Well, guys, we made it back to the house. We stopped first and parked the truck up at the peach tree there where we park all the other rigs. And came home, took showers because I was drenched with sweat from taking all that stuff out of the old trailer at Copart. Then my daughter and the grandkids met us up at one of the local restaurants that we like to go to when we're home. Had early dinner. Now we're back at the house. And at this point, just gonna relax for the rest of the day. It's been a very busy go last couple of weeks. And I'm gonna try to enjoy this weekend a little bit, but I still got a lot to do. I've got work to do tomorrow. I've got to go mow the grass up at the yard. Gonna help with Joe with some things around there as well. And then Sunday, Talon is delivering a load over in Waynesville, which is about an hour from the house. So I'm gonna go over there and help him unload that. And then of course, every Sunday night we have family dinner when we're in town here at the house. So we're all looking forward to that because it's been a good 6-7 weeks since we've had family dinner. So anyway, still got a lot to do next week, but I'm gonna try to enjoy a little bit of downtime for the rest of this evening, get caught up on some of these comments and emails and even the YouTube videos that I like to watch. So guys, I hope you enjoyed everything. I know that some of these last couple of videos are a bit on the long side, but it's been a lot going on. So thanks for watching, and until the next time I see you, keep those engines running.